Today we're going to take some notes on reflections. And the reflection is a transformation which flips a figure over a line. And that line that it's flipped over can either be called a line of reflection, or you can call it a line of symmetry. Okay, make sure you go ahead and fill in your blanks there on your note sheet. So once again, a reflection is a transformation which flips the figure over a line, and that line can either be called a line of reflection or a line of symmetry. So let's look at example 1. So we have triangle ABC over here that we're looking at, right here. And we want to reflect that triangle over the x-axis. So now think about which one is your x-axis. So the x-axis is going to be this horizontal line that runs left to right. So we want to reflect this image over the x-axis. So let's look at our original coordinates first. So point A is located at 1, -3, and point B is located at 3, 0, and point C is located at 4, -2. So if we're reflecting this over the x-axis, that means we're just going to flip it. So this triangle that's in this bottom quadrant here should go up here to this top quadrant, quadrant 1. So that means if we look at point A right now is at 1, -3, so that means it should go up to 1, +3. That would be our A prime. B is at 3, 0, right here on the axis, so it's going to stay on the axis. And C, it's at 4, -2, so when we flip it, it's going to go up 2 now. It's at 4, +2. We're going to connect those points, and there's our new triangle. So notice the only thing that we're doing when we're reflecting on the x-axis is we're keeping the same x, but we're changing the sign of our y. So this is our rule. So this is our rule for reflecting on the x-axis, x, comma, -y. And the -y just means to change the sign. Okay, so example 2, we're going to reflect over the y-axis. So your y-axis is your vertical axis. So that means this time when we're flipping on this vertical axis, right now our triangle is down here. So if we flip over the vertical, it should end up over here on the left side of the y. So right now it's on the right side. We flip it over the y, it should end up on the left side. So let's start the same way. So let's name our original coordinates first. So point A is located at 1, -3. Point B at 0. And point C is located at 4, -2. So remember, we're reflecting on the y. So we're folding it over the vertical, which means that this triangle should end up on the left side. So if point A is at 1, -3, that means when we fold it, it should be straight across the y-axis. Now it's at -1, -3. Point B was at 3, 0, so we're going to fold it on the y. So that means this time it should be at -3, 0. Whoops. So that will put us right there for B prime. C, we're going to fold it on the vertical. It's at 4, -2. So this time it should be at -4, -2. We'll connect, and there's our triangle. So let's write our formula or our rule. So if you look at your ordered pairs, what happens is that the x changed signs, but the y did not. So our rule is negative x, comma, y. Change the sign of the x, leave the y alone. Okay, this time we're going to reflect on the line y equals x. So y equals x is going to be this black line that you see going through my coordinate plane. And notice it runs right through the origin, all the way up through quadrant 1 and quadrant 3. So you need to draw that line on your coordinate plane. And this time we're going to have to draw our original triangle. It gives us the coordinates. It says that point A is at 2, negative 6. So we're going to go right 2 and down 6 and put our point for A. B is at positive 4, negative 3. So this B down here is supposed to be a positive 4. So right 4 and down 3 for point B. And then C, it says, is at 7, negative 6, so we're going to go right 7 and down 6. And there's our C. Connect them, so we'll have our triangle. This time, once again, we're going to reflect over this y equals x, which is the black line that you see drawn on there. And what's going to happen when we reflect, when we fold on this line y equals x, it's going to switch our coordinates. So since point A was down here at 2, negative 6, A prime is going to go to negative 6, positive 2, which means we'll go left 6 and up 2. There's our A prime. Point B was at positive 4, negative 3. So when we fold on that line, it's going to flip them. So the negative 3 is going to come first, and then the positive 4. So left 3 and up 4 for B prime. C is at 7, negative 6. So we're going to flip-flop those when we fold, which means we're going to have negative 6 first, and then positive 7, which means we'll go left 6 and up 7. Which will put us up here for C prime and connect. So there's our reflection on y equals x. So our rule this time would be that xy becomes y comma x, which just means you change the order. You flip them around. The y coordinate comes first and then the x.